Hello and welcome in, everybody. Let me grab the. Where is it? Here it is. Grab this. There. Turn this music on. There we go. Newbie. I'm not new here. Yeah, absolutely not new here. For once, you actually redeemed the right one. Hey, newbie. Anywho, welcome in everybody. I didn't manage to get around to my stream yesterday when I usually would have because we had someone in our house working on one of the bathrooms, and so there was a lot of like cutting and hammering and all that sort of stuff going on yesterday. And yep, totally. Yeah. Redeem the right one. Okay. Anyway, so there was a lot of noise yesterday, so I didn't want to stream. I figured, cut the videos and have them uploaded on Friday, so if I do it Thursday, that'll still give me enough time to do it. That's fine. Same thing I kind of did last week because we had workers here on that Wednesday as well. Hold on. Point it a little more at me because I'm freaking burning up in this room. Okay. Hopefully that's still not coming through on the mic, though. That'd suck. Anyway. So yeah, so I decided to hold the stream off for today since the workers were here. Like every time we've had these workers in, they'll come in, they'll do some work, they'll leave, and then like a few days later, like an inspector will come by and inspect the work so far and be like, okay, this is good, you can move on to the next step. And then like a couple days to a week later, the workers will come back and get back to work, right? I figured I'd be fine. Only for the worker to come back today and is now working on the bathroom again. So I need to stream today. Hopefully he doesn't make too much noise. Hopefully I can edit around it if there is a bit of noise. We'll see, but I need to get this stream done today so I can edit it for the video tomorrow. So hopefully they're done with a lot of the sawing and hammering and stuff, and we can just do this stream and not have a bunch of crap noise coming through the background constantly while I'm trying to play. Anywho, all that out of the way, we are on further with the MSQ, as you may be able to tell from my adorable little potato in his fancy new school clothes, I guess. I have spent the off-stream time updating some of my gear. I made myself a gatherer set, a crafter set, and a scholar set at 56, I think. All the pieces are at 56, I believe. So that was a lot of work that'll all be cut down. Actually, I've already cut that part into the video for this week, and it cut down to about 5 minutes. Because I glossed over a bunch. There was like 3, 4, 5 hours of work there, especially the leatherworking. I have decided that I despise leatherworking in this game because purely the RNG drop rate for hides from enemies is utter garbage. It is terribly low. Like, I needed 60 something hides. I probably killed close to like 400 of an enemy just circling around, killing like the same 6 or 7 ones over and over again to get those hides. But now my gatherer, my crafter, and my scholar are all up to 56 gear-wise. And I also updated some other gear, but I'm probably not even going to put that in the videos because that's for some of my other classes. Like I made a tank set, a casting set, and one other set. I don't remember which one. It was one of the melee sets at 50 for some of my other classes that I haven't really been playing much with on the MSQ, but that I have been sort of unlocking the jobs for and building them up and leveling them, and just sort of to get them up to having like the best 50 gear. Now that I'm in Heavensward, I can craft better 50 gear than the 50 gear I could craft in ARR. Like, it's still level 50 to equip that gear, but it's higher eye level than the ARR stuff. Still not as high level as the augmented ironwork stuff would have been, but I can't use augmented ironwork, so having the Heavensward 50 stuff is better. I think it's like 115 or something like that eye level, so they have a decent set at like the beginning of Heavensward, and then I'll just worry about crafting like a 60 set for them once I get into the end of Heavensward. But anywho, this... Let me double check. Just want to make sure my audio is the way I want it. Background music's off, performance stuff is off, so I don't have to listen to people playing music. Audio is playing in the back. Yep, okay, that's all good. Perfect. Anywho, now I'm using a combination of Hallowed Raimi and Chestnut stuff and Dragon Skin gear. And then a bunch of Opal stuff, too. So he's got a full set of the 56 gear across the board for his Heavensward stuff, except for the book, because the finished ARR relic is still higher eye level than the 56 pieces. Oh, that's interesting. That's 139, 139, 139. It feels like it shouldn't be, but I actually crafted the book for 56 for my scholar, and it was not 139. For some reason, the book was only like 130, 133, something like that. It was close to my relic, but it wasn't higher, so I don't know why the rest of this is 139. Well, no matter. Yeah, so that's my gear, as it is for now. All of it is not at all melded. I didn't meld a single piece. Oops. Well, I don't have any crit material left, so I'll have to go do more Beast Tribe stuff, I suppose. I could meld a bunch of Termination, Direct Hit, who cares? I don't need it melded right now. I melded up all the 50 stuff for my other classes. I did not meld this up. I completely forgot to do so. That's hilarious, because I did meld up the Crafter and Gatherer sets. But I forgot to meld this Scholar stuff up, which is going to suck a little bit, but oh well. At least I'm sort of at level gear-wise. I'm a little below. I'm at like 57. I'll probably be at 58 today in the MSQ. Actually, I think I'm already at 58. Yeah. So it would have been cool if I could have made myself a 58 set, but that's just not possible. Like, I can't gather from the places and items I need to make a 58 set. I don't remember exactly what was holding me back, but I do know I looked at it and I couldn't do the 58 set with what I have access to now. Even the 56 set required me to come here, a place that does not unlock until you reach level 58 in the MSQ. Literally, you can't enter this zone until you reach 58 in the MSQ, and I still had to come here to mine up some resources for the 56 set. Like, that's the annoying part. Once I have access and flight to every zone, like, once I get into Azislaw, I assume next week, and unlock flight there, and assume I'll probably finish 3.0 next week as well, if things go the pace I think they're going to go, then I will have... Yeah, this way. I will have every zone unlocked and flight in every zone, and I can effectively gather whatever I want from Heavensward. Then I can get going on trying to make myself 60 sets. Also, then I can start script grinding and getting into master crafting of Heavensward. I don't know how fast that's going to go, because I am sort of hitting a wall of craftsmanship requirements for crafting stuff now. Luckily, so far, all of the requirements in the crafting log are recommendations. Like, they're all, like, craftsmanship recommended, and it's, like, 20, 30 points higher than what I can have with a full set of current tier crafter gear that I can make for myself, plus the food. So I could get a little better by making better food, because I'm still using stuff from the end of ARR. But, like, I'm hitting a point where I just don't even remotely have the recommended craftsmanship, and so it's really tough to craft some stuff. So I'm going to need to be upgrading my crafting gear a lot as I go to try and eke out as many points as possible. Because once you get into master crafting, you hit that point where it's no longer recommended. You will have required craftsmanship and control, both breakpoints that you have to hit in order to even be allowed to make the recipes. So I mean to play around with that a lot. Oh, it's 150 to the east, so it was actually back here and I missed it somewhere. I assume it's up here on this platform, probably. It is not on this platform. 79 Southwest. Oh, there it is. It's on the little rock formation. Wow, I rode right past that and didn't even see it. That's kind of obvious for me to have missed. Anyway. Yeah, so once I finish 3.0, there's going to be probably a bit of a race, mostly off stream. A lot of it probably just cut out of the episodes because it won't freaking matter. Of me basically like crafting the best crafter set that I can, melding it up as much as I can, and then crafting one piece of a better crafter set, and then melding that one up and changing it out and crafting one piece of a better. There's probably going to be a lot of that same stuff from post ARR, but I'm just going to gloss over most of that off stream and not bother. Because it's like, we saw that in post ARR, it is not interesting to like watch that again. I don't think I can get up there. I think this bridge ends. So I assume the next ether current will be after the Idyllshire stuff. Yep, can't get up there yet. Alright, time to go hang out with Gobbos. I do like that I'm still high enough level that all the enemies just ignore me. That is nice, but I'm reaching the end of that now. There may even be some enemies in Oz's Law that will try and attack me, because I can't remember whether it's 10 levels ahead of the enemies or if it's more than 10 levels ahead of the enemies. So I don't know if level 60 enemies will try to attack me or not. I think not, but I don't remember for sure. If that's the case, I can go all the way through Oz's Law without having to worry about ever having enemies try to attack me on the overworld. The motto of Charlian engraved upon the stone. Yeah. This, like, new Charlian whatever town that they just abandoned. Camp for scholarly endeavors, and grew into a settlement, and it prospered, and blah, 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 blah. Yep. Keeper's lost to her. Charlian has become an empty housekeeper from herself. It's so weird that they just called this place Charlian. That's so dumb. You know what I mean? It's like, you come from Charlian and you just named this place Charlian. I know it's like old Charlian and new Charlian or whatever, but it's just so boring. At least Idyllshire is an interesting name. Uplander mistaken. Charlian has new keepers. Yep, new age of glory. It's no longer stuffy old elves and humies and stuff like that. Now it's cool gobbos. Here to plunder the city. It's like, no, here to live in it. Place is our home. Last I looked, it was mine and Alvido's. We were bored here. It's like, eh. Uplanders abandoned city. Uplanders gave up claim. Born or no, Uplanders are trespassers. Gobbies. Like, nope. You left. You have no claim anymore. Speak your clan purposes peace. Yeah, we just want to cross the river. Like, we're not here to steal your city. No one cares. Just let us go. Slow fix show Uplanders settlement. Let's see how much is available at the moment. Okay, so various merchants. But not everyone. Horrible, horrible little cat girl isn't there. Horrible, vile, terrible cat girl is not here yet. But these merchants are, which means... if I weren't playing with restrictions, could I... oh my god, I could buy the Augmented Shire stuff right now? At level 58 in the MSQ, you can already buy the augmented gear that's the best gear in the entire expansion. You don't even have to finish the MSQ to get there. What's this person got? Oh god, the Wondrous Tales. Oh god. Okay, let's do it. More money, no money, more money. It really is you. Songs and tales. Think the day would come that I'd meet you in the flesh. All the days to forget to polish my armor. You must think I'm a total pumpkin. Oh my god. Taking on a task of sorts, far beyond the abilities of a two-gill greenhorn like myself. How did two-gill greenhorn even get out here alive? All the enemies are level 58. Sleep. You do it blindfolded with both arms and a leg tied behind your back. Head over to Rueda's and tell Chloe Poe you're there to help. Chloe Poe? I say Chloe Poe? I think Chloe Aliapo. This is my silly little nickname for her. You shouldn't have silly little nicknames for her. It should be the horrible cat girl that I want to roast with my flamethrower. That's her nickname. Horrible, vile cat. There she is. The horrible, horrible, disgusting cat that I desperately want to cook with my flamethrower. I hate your wondrous tales, and I hate you too, you tiny, adorable cat. From all the stories, oh, you're like a legend. God. Oh god, and then Rowena's here, yep. That's Fred, whose mommy and daddy went away, yeah. The stories are for Chloe to tell her friend. It is Oz Great Adventures like you to tell me your stories and put them together to make new stories of my own. Great, so I have to go and risk my life doing crazy stuff so that you could give me no reward at all. Because God forbid you ever actually give me good stickers. Remember all your bestest stories. The other problem is I'm already level 70 with multiple jobs, which means that 50% of the stuff that Chloe's going to be asking me to do is going to be stuff that I can't do. This is another instance in which the developers of the game did not bother to MSQ progress lock the things that they're demanding from you, which is so dumb. Every single time you hit those things, which are like the supply and provisioning missions, your grand company, the wondrous tales, these things that they didn't bother to put an MSQ progression lock on, is like, thanks, guys. That's 300 hours of your game in which I can't engage with this system at all because I'm just not there yet. Thanks a lot. Like, watch. I'm going to actually look at my Wondrous Tales really quick. I will bet you about half. Yeah, I'm going to look at my Wondrous Tales real quick. I will bet you about half of the stuff in here will be stuff I can't even do. 149, 50, 51, 59, doable, 60. I don't have any yet, but I probably will by next week. World of Darkness I can do. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can do that. Could do that. Could do that. Could do that. Haven't unlocked any of the extremes yet, though, so can't do any of those at the moment. Could do that. Could do that. Could do that. Can't touch that. Oh my god. She actually slips PvP Wondrous Tales stuff into the books of free trial. Oh my god, the developers of this game, man. Didn't bother to content or MSQ progression lock anything, and you're slipping PvP Wondrous Tales into the books of people who are on the free trial. Like, what's the point of any of that? So it's not quite half. It's not quite half. If I include the stuff that I could go do right now if I wanted to, but I haven't technically unlocked it yet, it becomes more than half. It becomes like 2/3 of this I can't do. Right? Like all of these extremes, I could go unlock pretty much all of these extremes if I wanted to right this second. I haven't though, which means technically I can't do any of those. So that's another 5 things I can't do. Like I could, but I don't currently. So like no progression locks of any kind on it is terrible. And then this, I think, is the elite targets of Heaven's Word. Yeah, top marks. Plans all abuzz with talk of brave young adventurers joined our ranks. Scared of getting that pretty face of yours scratched, are you? How's a fella like you's only approved to take on level 2 marks? Yeah, okay, so that will unlock the elite weekly target for Heaven's Word. Here's all of our collectibles, appraisers, script exchange, all that stuff could be very useful to me in the near future. In fact, I could start getting into gathering scripts now in preparation for it. Wait. Only permitted to deal with those who are registered with the house. Oh, I think I have to go talk to Rowena to unlock script exchange in this zone. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I can't do this yet. I think if I go inside and talk to Rowena, I can unlock script exchange here. Something like that. I may have to go back to Revenant's Toll and talk to the lady there that I unlocked collectibles with. Yeah, it's not Rowena. I think I have to go back to Revenant's Toll then and talk to the same lady that unlocked collectibles for me to unlock scripts. Here, trader. Yeah, it's all the 58 gear, which I still can't get. I don't remember why I can't get it. In fact, let me look it up really quick. I can do that pretty quickly. I can even do this right now. Go over to Teamcraft, look at leveling equipment for Scholar at 58 crafting gear. I hate when it doesn't load properly. There it is. Now, if I put this all in a list... 58 scholar. Add all of that to a list. And then check the list to see where the problem starts. Let's see. Nodes from Shroud, Lenosha, Thonolin, Sea of Clouds, Kurthus West. I can do all of that. Fishing. Can I do all of that? This is Churning Mists with Snagging. I can do that. And this one is Sea of Clouds with Snagging. I could do both of those. That's doable. South Shroud, North Shroud, Upper Lenosha, Western Thonolin, Northern Thonolin, Dravanian Forelands, Dravanian Hinterlands, but it's nothing new. Churning Mists. I maybe could have made this. Kurthus West, Sea of Clouds, blah, blah, blah. There are some enemies here. Dalmals, Deep Eyes I can do, Dragons I can do, Basic Fleece, Griffin Talons. Not sure. Amphipter, Archeornis, I could do Chimeras. Not sure where I'd get those from. Armin Wings, I know where to get those from. So there's Griffin Talons and Chimera Manes here that I'm not sure if I'd be able to get. But other than that, actually, this list is not too bad. So maybe I could have made a 58 Scholar set. I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, what happened might have been that it may have been that I was looking at like my Crafter or Gatherer sets at like 58 and there was something there I couldn't do. And so I just decided to do them at 56. And since I was doing them at 56, I just threw in the Scholars 56 stuff as well instead of bothering to look if I could do it at 58. So I may have been able to make the 58 set for the Scholar, possibly. There's a couple pieces on there that I'm not sure exactly where I get them from. And I don't know if I could encounter the enemies I would need to fight to get them. But other than that, the rest of the stuff looks gatherable. Alright. Oh, wait. I need this Aetheryte. I want to go back and, since we're in the middle of an ad break anyway, I'll just go back and unlock the elite targets first. That should take up most of the time for the admin. I can come back here and continue on with MSQ. Oof. Ugh. Ah. And, oh, I need to go talk to them in the actual bar first. Yep. There we go. Arlen. You met Eloise, then have you? She says you're ready for level 3 marks. It ain't worth arguing. Make sure you're well prepared before you go. Yep. Because these guys are the big guys. These are the weekly targets. The friggin' level 60s, Bs and As and S ranks, and mostly Bs and As. Clan Hunt board. Level 3 clan marks. Go ahead and snag myself a new set. Even if it's overriding some of my other dailies, it doesn't matter. I never get all of them anyway. Beta Quadrant Nasus Law. Okay, so that guy I'm not going to even be able to get to until next week. That's fine. Idyllshire. Also, I need to add... Actually, while I'm here, I should save that to my history. Head over to Mordona and see if I can unlock the collectibles for Heaven's Word. Because I think it's the same lady that unlocked them for you in general. I think you talk to her each time you reach a new zone to unlock the collectibles in that zone or something. I don't remember exactly, though. Ooh, Gloom. Yep, I know Gloom very well. I had to deal with Gloom in order to get that big fish that was holding me back. Aha, Lidrlona. Lidrlona. Beloved of the Builder, that unlocks specialists. No longer a collectible, ethereal reduction, which I don't think I've ever used at any point. Go West Craftsman would be the one, though. Alright, let's grab all of this, though. Thought you said blue, not glue. Let's grab all of these, I suppose. I can unlock specialist actions by going to Foundation. I think it's inside the town. And then Go West Craftsman will unlock Heavensward collectibles. It should unlock Heavensward collectibles and scripts. No longer a collectible requires... Oh, specifically Disciple of the Land, you say? Okay. That's interesting. I don't think I can do anything with them. Oh, anyway, here's my new sets, too. I didn't bother to show them off. Here's my new crafter set. Again, all of the left side is now 56, 55, 56, around there. The right side is still mostly the stuff from the end of ARR, because that stuff actually just still has better stats. It still just has better stats than, like, halfway through Heavensward gear, which is insane to me. And then here's my new crafter set, which is basically all 55, 56, oh no, 52, 54. That's interesting. So there's a couple pieces that aren't quite there, but it's mostly like 55, 56 type gear. Still haven't done my tools, though. Again, I'd much rather make a new clothing and accessories set because it works for all of the jobs, right? Like, I make a new clothing and accessories set. That's 10 pieces of gear that work for all 8 of these jobs, my crafters. I make new tools in order to make them for every single one of these jobs. I have to craft 16 tools. You know what I mean? Like, I have to craft 16 tools in order to upgrade for each of these. Meanwhile, I can craft 10 pieces and it'll work on all of these. So I infinitely prefer to upgrade my clothing and accessories before upgrading any tools for my crafters and gatherers. I upgrade tools as needed, mostly beyond that. New gear around 130, 60, 90. I'm doing a little more than that. I tend to get new gear from 1 to 30. I'll tend to do gear every 5 or 10 levels and use that as I'm leveling my classes. From 30 to 50, I'll do gear about every 10 levels, so like 30, 40, then 50, and use that as I'm leveling my jobs. And then beyond that, for the class I'm playing through the MSQ on, my Scholar, I'm getting gear every few levels to try and keep up with eye level, so I'm not super weak all the time. But mostly for other jobs that I'm not progressing MSQ every week on, but I just play whenever I feel like it kind of thing. Like, I'm just going to keep their 50 gear, and then I'm probably going to make them a set of 60 gear once I get to, like, the end of Heavensward, and then, like, a set of 70 gear for them when I get to the end of Stormblood. I'm only going to sort of level up my gear during MSQ progression on the job that I'm progressing MSQ on. No longer a collectible. I don't know that I can even use ethereal reduction. Like, they give me ethereal reduction. I don't even know if I can use it in free trial. Like, I don't know that there's anything you can reduce in free trial. So this one wants Mutamix's people. So I'll go there first. Like, I know you use ethereal reduction later on to get a bunch of cool stuff for later crafting. I think that's how you get, like, the ether sands and stuff like that. I think, through ethereal reduction. I don't know that I've ever used ethereal reduction even on my main, so don't quote me on anything about this. But, like, I don't even think there's anything in free trial that you can reduce into, like, ether sands and stuff. So, talking about the shifty making or transmutation or whatever. Nope, just teach me ethereal reduction so I can never use it at any point. Get rid of that. If we wanted to know about ethereal reduction, all you had to do was ask. Reducing items to a more primordial state, as it were. Crystals for the most part. I mean, desynthesis lets me do that, but... Get rid of all your worthless shite in this fashion thing again. Only items with certain... Right, collectability. Only rare items valued as collectibles seem to be suitable for this purpose. Oh. Maybe I've just never reduced a collectible item then? There you go. You never know what you'll get unless you try. I have no idea. I've never once used ethereal reduction that I can remember. Cool. Doing so, break down unwanted collectibles into their base ethereal components such as crystals. Additional crystals reduce collectibles may yield rare materials at random. Okay. This process is irreversible and collectibles will be permanently lost. So I've pretty much always done collectibles that I've gathered as for scripts. I've never reduced a collectible at any point. So I have no idea what you'd really like get out of them. Also don't have any collectibles, so it doesn't matter right now. Idyllshire. Pillars, Idyllshire. Okay. So back here first. I also need to change back to a crafter. And this guy, I think, is over near the Astrologicum? Yeah. I do remember where this person is. Specialist. I actually don't know which ones I want to make a specialist. It's an armor for heroes and catered banquets for royalty. Potions to heal the dying, woven great banners of her nations. And just last week, I won the Ashgardian Fine Woodworking Association Award for Best Chair. What have you built of late? Shut up. Well, thinks you have skill enough to become a specialist, does she? Yet to steer me wrong. We whom the builder has blessed with talent are tempted to learn every trade as we should. Even we masters must come to accept our limitations. Specialize in no more than 3. Yeah. It's really not that difficult to change your specialization. I think it might just be Gil, and I think you can change it, like, once a day? Once every few... like, 3 times a day? I don't know. You can change your specialization pretty often, so it's really not that difficult. You've chosen your path, present it to me, and your journey as a specialist will begin. See, so you get 3 souls of the crafter, because you can only have 3 jobs that are a specialist at any given time. And you get specialist actions, which you basically never use, because no macro worth its salt is ever going to rely on you using specialist actions, because there's no way they can guarantee you'll be a specialist in that job, right? So, like, you basically will never use your specialist actions, both because they require consumables in order to use them, and no one is going to, like, build macros based on specialist actions because you can't guarantee they'll have them. Specialist soul. Specialists will be able to access unique actions that allow for more efficient and higher quality synthesis in their specialized fields. And they select no more than 3 different specialists to focus in. Yep. Specialists will be able to access unique actions, and more specifically, it's the unique recipes. The unique recipes are what really determine why you would want to be a specialist. I don't think I can find the specialist ones from here. I think I have to look them up online to figure out which ones I want to specialize in. So I'm not even going to bother with that today. Specialist, yeah, it's like Only if you're a specialist in that class can you get the specialist recipes, and each one has specialist recipes. But there are kind of definitively better ones to specialize in, because there are certain crafters that, like, oh yeah, you get like 2 specialist recipes and they're both crap and no one cares. Or like a carpenter, I think, gets mostly house decorations as specialist recipes, stuff like that, right? That it's like, who gives a crap? Like, if you're playing on a paid account, maybe like carpenter would be good because you could make very rare housing items and people might pay a fortune for those or whatever. But like, there's definitively best ones, and for my free trial character, it'll probably be even easier to figure out which ones I want to use because I'm only crafting for me. For my main, when I was looking at specialists, I was kind of like, which things are rarest and would probably sell the best on the market board is what you have to look at. But I can't use the market board on free trial, so I only have to worry about what I want to craft for me to determine what specialists I want to choose. And like I said, specialists are easy enough to change pretty commonly, so I don't really need to worry about, oh, I could never pick anything else if I become a... Who cares? If I find a recipe somewhere else that I desperately want to craft, I'll just change my specialist over for a day. Back to Scholar. And then Gimlona is over here. Nope, back to Crafter. Wait, she doesn't want to... Why doesn't she want to? Disciple of Landerhand 60. Oh, I have 60s. I know for a fact my leather worker is max level. There we go. I could finish that. I haven't got time to chat right now. I should move this. In fact, I can move this down here. And then this to follow. There we go. Little sister suppliers, eh? Now that's different. The house has come to Idyllshire. It's time to deal in collectibles and scripts. Collectibles unlocked. For Heaven's Word, that is. Arms wide open. That is a... I've already forgotten what they're called. That's the weekly custom deliveries. That's it. That's a custom delivery. Arms wide open. I don't remember whether that's Shloe or Adirog, Adrikog, Adkirog. I don't remember which of the 2 custom deliveries that is, but that's custom deliveries, and I'm not getting into that today. Do I have access now? I have access now. Cool. Wait. Level 72. Oh, 50, 60. There we go. Okay. So I can now do crafting and gathering scripts. That's good. Yeah, it's not going to be a quick process. It's going to take hours and hours and hours of work, but I can now do crafting and gathering scripts. Well, actually, not as long as I thought, because if you get max collectability on these, you actually get like 15, 20, 20... Okay. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible comparatively. And then scripts. What I'm interested in is not gear, it's master recipes. They're about 100 each. Okay. So these master recipes probably won't take me too long to unlock. And then it's just a matter of... Once I've unlocked them, it's a matter of looking at what is like the best piece of crafter gear at level 60, the highest eye level piece of crafter gear in Heaven's Word at level 60 within these master recipes, and then being like, okay, what craftsmanship and control do I need to craft this? Well, I can't get there even with food, so what can I get to next with food that will allow me to push myself further and get better gear, right? That's what it's going to be. It's going to be getting scripts, buying the Mastercraft books, figuring out what the best piece is and sort of reverse engineering my way up to the stats I need to get those best pieces. But that's not going to start for a couple of weeks because I still have Hinterlands today and Ozus Law next week. I assume that's all. I think I will be able to get through both zones in one day each. So that should put me at the end of 3.0, which means the week after that is when I'm really going to start the grind. But I will probably start script grinding and maybe even buying Mastercraft books off stream, like now, before I even get to the end of the 3.0, so that I can really focus on, like, working my way up to the best piece of gear rather than the boring script grind on stream or as, like, video content off stream stuff in the weeks after that. Nice. Alright, all of that out of the way. Time to continue on with the MSQ. Part of settlement. Name of Idyllshire. Yup. Yep, we have to cross the river, and the main bridge is all collapsed. Idyllshire. I came expecting a ghost town, so I say I'm surprised to find it so alive, yo. All them precious artifacts lying about. Yeah, like, a bunch of treasure hunters showed up looking for the artifacts, then a bunch of gobbies showed up looking for a new home. Like, everyone's just like, well, why don't we just rebuild this place? Oh, so you're locals. No hard feelings, I hope. All these nice buildings and no one living in them felt like a waste, you know? Yeah, they left a bunch of, like, traps laying around for specifically if anyone tried to take their town. And it's like, well, now we gotta find a way to disable the traps so that they can rebuild all this stuff in Idyllshire. Nope, guess I'm taking materia. Like, I'm not taking any of those items. Alright, Slowfix, let's do this. Golems Be Gone. This is another one of those say chat quests, which is annoying. Like, they teach you the kill command, and then you have to run around using say chat to actually say it to the golems. Eliminate the golems, that should be easy enough. Automata were employed as sentinels, and by design can be unmade with a coded command. Time of the Exodus, it was noughts and crosses. See no reason why it shouldn't still work. Using say chat, yep. Man, I hate this. I hate these kinds of missions. They're so stupid. The run around and scream something in say chat, because, you know, being an idiot in front of a bunch of people is funny. Same with the beacon leaves, like I've said before. Boom. One down, one to go. And again, it's so dumb having to, like, fill other people nearby's say chat with You running around doing stupid quest stuff. West Idyllshire, which is all of them. So now I can do Eastern Hinterlands, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. You basically will never Ethernet around Idyllshire. It's so small. Like, who cares? Plus, there's never really any reason to come to this side of Idyllshire. Everything that you really want to do in this town is over on that end. I do like that you can hop in your mounts here in Idyllshire. That's nice. But see, like, everything you care about is basically in this building or on this side of Idyllshire. So there's no real reason to teleport to the Ethernet anyway. Golems no more. Now they can keep working on the settlement. An Illuminati incident. Right to be citizens of Idyllshire, must ask another favor. Your friend of Slowfix ventured into Illuminati territory. Nasty goblins. Yeah, they're the evil goblins, basically. Turn blood out. Let's make haste to Slowfix friend. And back out. That's where we need to go, but, you know, not until storyline gets us there. Luckily, it's not too bad. I think this might actually be the last thing we need to do before the storyline lets us progress through that point. Man, it is really coming down. This is more than just showers. This is like, I love the weather type is showers. It's like, no, this is like torrential rain. Alright. I do like this zone, the hinterlands. Also, I still love, like, the whole Alexander setup, man. The fact that there's just that giant freaking dome of energy there. And a tiny little... I forgot about that tiny little island. It's so crazy having this energy there like that. Wait, hold a tick. Blue quest? Uh-huh. Which may be an ether current quest then. And it is. Sneaky peeker. Thief working for Illuminati. Can't take these things. Must be on constant guard. Say you are a Gobby friend, then prove it. Find Illuminati and defeat that. Okay, so he just wants me to fight some Illuminati. Let's do it. In fact, I'll even go ahead and summon dumplings. Boom. Illuminati down. Oh, wait, no. Here's a couple more Illuminati. As if it matters. Nice that the ninja is just doing this stuff with me. Really not that tough. Like, it's not really a threat or anything. It's not like I couldn't do this myself, but whatever. I'm gonna need to go back that way after I'm done with this anyways. I'll just go finish this one and then turn that one in later. Yeah, I do really kind of like this area. Possibly even more than Charlian itself. I kind of like the sort of old, decayed version of Charlian infrastructure. Maybe more than the fancy, bright version of it. Goblin gliders. They're not over here. Maybe over there? Or around behind some of these stairs somewhere? No. Not over here either, really, because this is already outside of the zone. Where is this person again? No, this is outside the zone too, really. Where the heck? Not around behind here. Oh no, it's actually just standing on the... Okay. For some reason, I didn't notice that that was the glowy part there. Level 60 sync, which is fine. My gear's not even level 60 yet, so I'm good. Hello again, Brayflox. Long time no eye catch. Uplander have lusty eyes for junk of Brayflox. Must not be touching junk of Brayflox. Finding junk first. God. I don't recognize that voice. Captain Wisket gave me to understand that you're marked by the Illuminati. This happens to be Illuminati-held territory. Is it wise to be here? Yeah. Brayflox eat Illuminati for sun-upsies. Really? Or are you just gonna cower behind me? Oops. Time to run away. Unwise you are to come here after dirty taking secret knowings of cheese make from Illuminati. I do love that what she stole was literally a recipe for cheese. They're chasing her to the ends of the earth for it. Time to beat down the Illuminati. Pray to Gobfathers for punishment as new times. Oh god, Gobfathers. Alright then. Oh wait. Where's the I love that I'm not even paying attention during this fight. Because I'm in the middle of trying to find some good music. Okay, there we go. Now I can do it. Why didn't it... Wow, those are bigger than I remembered. Those are much bigger. Just go ahead and heal up a little bit here, shall we? Oh, I can dissipate for extra ether charges here. Nice. Oh, is Y'shtola casting something? Not even, like, paying attention to what she's doing.
To me.
Yeah, good job over there, Y'shtola. You just keep going with something I'm not even paying attention to because it's in the middle of, like, this giant tank sitting in my screen. There we go. Illuminati, no match for Furious Gobbos and Braveflux. Sure, Braveflux, all you're doing. More junk awaiting. Braveflux taking leave of Uplanders. Whatever. Sure, Braveflux, whatever. World in a cheese war was the last thing I expected. At any rate, we fulfilled Slowfix requests. Return. Alright. Let me double check the zone. No other blue quests available at the moment. There'll probably be some that show up in Idyllshire before we press on to the next zone. Maybe another in the next zone, but we'll see. Or, well, the other side of this zone. We shall see, and we will complete them as they come. Oh yeah, we'll undoubtedly get some from Matoya as well. That's probably where most of them will be. I really don't care about that fate. So Illuminati fighty force, your true Gobby friend. For all people of Idyllshire, but Illuminati tried to steal them away. So our enemy is your enemy, it means you are our friend. Well, they're like, things here for all Gobbies, and it's like, there's almost nothing here. Technically, there's one really important thing here later during Alexander, but that's about it. It's basically nothing of importance going on there except for the Alexander start. I still love my goofy little ship. The Falcon is kind of great for this character. This goofy, tiny little airship with two stupid-looking wheels and a little helicopter propeller when you actually fly. Yeah, not a ton here. There might be a blue quest or two here that are ether current quests, but some of them are from Matoya's cave too. Done. Uplander's fine friend of Slowfix. Yep. And as usual, she was in major trouble. Time's not cured recklessness of Braveflux. From Uplander's Braveflux would now be dead Gobby. Owes Uplander's debt of gratitude. Joined by unseverable Gobby bond. It is known that Uplanders are friend of Braveflux. Slowfix would have welcomed Uplander's Gobby flock at first meeting. Leaving Idyllshire. Bargain most highly. As promised, Slowfix makes uplanders honored citizens of Idyllshire free to cross river at will. Must leave for now. Hopes that uplanders will pay many visits. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back like every single week to do wondrous tales and custom deliveries and all this nonsense. Seeing Charlian thrive once more and become a home people of all races and creeds. Safe travels. Yep, Gobwatch will let us through. I think they have to blow up the rubble that's in the way to even open that passage. What about this one? Ebb and ether flow. Yep, this is one of them. Must be done with fastness. Etherite of Idyllshire needs of inspection. Maybe needs upkeep too. Do not take a look and fix little problems. Its spinnings may shudder and stop. Or there's very big boom. No time to waste. Needs ether flow distributors. Nearest are in base of Illuminati. Raid their store depots. Okay. Okie doke. I need to raid the Illuminati for frickin' parts. Unfortunately, that's way back over the other side again, and there's no real good way to do it other than just to go straight back over there, really. Right? Yeah, it's back on this side. So before we continue on with the MSQ to the next side of the zone, we may as well go do this one. Just double checking. Okay, no other blue quests. And unfortunately, it also requires us to go all the way back over to like where we just were. There's a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth along very long, slow ground-based treks. Just back and forth across the hinterlands to unlock the ether currents. I've forgotten just how much of this there was. Where it's like, you have to go out for the MSQ, but the ether current quest won't actually pop until after that MSQ. That ether current request then requires you to go back out exactly where you were for the MSQ, all the way out to the other end of the zone again to then do that ether current. Like, if they pop that ether current quest before the previous MSQ quest, it'd be perfect, because you could come out here, do the fight on the bridge, do the fight with Brave Flocks, go raid the pots, and then go back, and it would cut down on the back and forth nonsense. That being said, I'm not sure the devs care about cutting down on the back and forth nonsense. Like, the devs have displayed over many years that they don't give a shit about, like, making it quicker or easier for the most part. They only do that when they're pressured by the fans over and over and over again to do it. Because, like, they don't see the pointless, long, boring grinds as, like, a flaw. That's just gameplay. But yeah, this back and forth across this same zone over and over again for, like, each individual bit. Where it's like, nope, go do an MSQ all the way out to the east, then all the way back to Idyllshire. Now you get to, only now after that MSQ progress, do you get to unlock this ether current quest, which requires you to go all the way back out to the east, then all the way back to Idyllshire. This one can be really annoying if you're not over leveled too. Because all these enemies will want to fight you. So, like, trying to sneak in here and get access to these pots that you're trying to raid is basically impossible without alerting dozens of enemies on you. Most people would be over-leveled, though, especially by this point. Like, you don't just gun the MSQ. Most people don't, at least. Right? Most people do other stuff than just MSQ, which means by the time you reach this point, most people would have at least one job. It's probably already maxed out at 70. I think by the time I reached this point on my main, I already had a job that was maxed out at, like, would it have been 80 at that point, or would it have been 90? It probably would have been 90 at that point. I started playing when I heard the announcement for Endwalker, so it would have been 80 at start, but by the time I hit Heavensward, Endwalker was almost certainly out by then, so probably would have been 90 by then. And now all the way back to Idyllshire. Which I don't need to do, actually. I didn't even think about this when I was doing the MSQ. I'm an idiot. I should be teleporting back to Idyllshire. I forget that I unlocked an Aetheryte in Idyllshire. On the back trip, I should always be teleporting. There you go. Here's your crap. Can do upkeep. Upland and Charlian are making Aetherytes to whirl using tricksy ancient knowings. Use tools and parts left by old Uplanders, then Aetheryte of Idyllshire will stay spinning for many years. There we go. That's 2 Aether Currents down. Plus the ones that are just sitting around. Which the other 2 that are just sitting around are on this other side. One's by Matoya's Cave. I don't remember where the last one is, but it's over here somewhere. Probably by the bridge. And then that is... two, so there's 2 more. I know of at least one Aether Current quest that's in Matoya's Cave. Not sure where the last one is. Maybe it's Matoya's Cave, or maybe one of the treasure hunters out here. Or maybe once we open this zone, it'll unlock one here in Idyllshire. We'll see. Chief Slowfix, Uplanders can come and go at will. One moment for clearing away barricade. It's just like, I'm going to set a bunch of bombs. It just runs right past us. And it's like, huh? Oh! They're already bolting. I turn around and my companions are already running away. I love that. Oh, God. Barring any misadventure, we shall soon arrive at the cave where Matoya resides. Unless you have unfinished business in Idyllshire. Let's go. I was like, just boom! There we go, cleared it away for you. Didn't bother to tell us stuff was going to explode before running away. Meet the legendary Matoya. So let's finish this. Answering quarter, where the scholars of Charlene gathered to hone their knowledge. Much of it's been given back to the wilderness. That's fine. Prologue Gate. To Matoya's Cave, and we're up to 59 in the MSQ now, too. Resides is situated on the southern edge of the hinterlands. Choosing the spot my master desired privacy above all else. Yep. Follow the road south until we reach a bridge. And then south some more. And then south some more, because it's all south to get to Matoya's Cave. Okay, there's another blue quest, so let's double check that. Just to see if that's an Aether Current one. Taking stock. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, I think this one is an Aether Current one. I think she sends us off to find some, like, missing hunters. Yeah. Yeah. Midnight Dew wants us to go find some, like, missing treasure hunters or something. Help me bring these thieving curs to book... Oh, no. To find some, like, poachers or, like, illegal treasure hunters or something like that. What the... Oh, is that the one that's in, because Chloe's up there. Yeah. This might be the one that shows up in Chloe's custom delivery quests. I don't remember her name. Alright. So now I have the last of the Ether Current quests, because I know there's one available in Matoya's Cave. So that'll be all 4 of them. And then I just need to do MSQ progression and grab the last couple of static Ether currents sitting about. One of which I believe is on this side of the bridge. 178 south. Yeah. I believe it's actually on the bridge, if I remember. I think it's over here. But maybe not. Oh, no, it's over here. Okay. Oh, that ninja guy is not over-leveled, is he? Yeah, this guy is not over-leveled. And it looks like he's using artifact gear, unless that's just glamored. So, like, he's not really using very good gear for this zone, either. There you go. Alright. So that's the last, because there's one near Matoya's Cave as well. 944 south. Yeah, there's one right outside Matoya's Cave, I believe. Okay, so now I just need to finish up this quest, and then everything else is pretty much normal progression for all the other stuff. It's Midnight Dew. Weighted stuff they stole, they won't get far on foot. They got a boat hidden somewhere. I'll get onto my crew and have them stake out the riverbank. I want you to search the ruins for whatever you can find. Might be bandits are lying low out there, or maybe they've stashed the loot and moved on. Yep, so go fight bandits out in the ruins. I love the differentiation between bandits and treasure hunters. Like, it's perfectly fine what they're doing because they sanction what they're doing. So they're treasure hunters. These guys, however, they're bandits. I can't remember if these guys also, like, attacked people or something, too, though. I don't remember for sure. But I just like the idea of, like, treasure hunters that don't answer to Midnight Dew. Now, those are bandits. Alright, I need to actually go up here, I believe. If I remember correctly, you actually have to be, like, up on an elevated platform or whatever where you fight these guys. Yep, I remember a lot of the Heavensward stuff a lot better than I thought I would. Guildless Marauders. See, so it's like, their only crime was they didn't join the... No. Actually, I do believe they probably, like, attacked people and stole this stuff from them, which is really what it is, but I just find the idea hilarious. Like, their only crime is they're not paying their guild dues to us treasure hunters. Alright. Where's the... Yeah, here it is. Actually, I could have probably gone even further there, but this'll work for now. Yeah, that's the one I needed. Whoop! Or was it even further? Nope, it was even further. Jeez. That was actually quite a distance away. We're done, Midnight Dew. Here's your stolen items. Give me my ether current. Stock, well, 1 chest worth of it. Oh yeah, they stole it specifically from, like, her storeroom of goods for the town. Nose of a bloodhound, lad. No, I just have quest markers, that's all. Alright, on to Matoya's. I basically finished everything else in the zone that needs to be finished. Getting through here pretty quick. I do still have to do the dungeon. Actually, I think I'm going to be getting through the zone pretty fast. Yeah, this may again end up being another, like, 2.5-ish hour stream today. Because these zones are going faster than I remember, but I also don't want to put aside, like, 5 hours to do 2 zones in one stream. Alright. So, again, this may be a slightly shorter stream today. Unless I decide to start getting into some of the other stuff. I suppose if I finish this stuff up early enough, I could probably start getting into things like, unlocking the custom deliveries, maybe, and maybe even some, like, collecting, getting collectibles and stuff. Probably not crafted collectibles, maybe gather collectibles. Although crafting collectibles are really what I need to get into more. But first I'd want to put together, like, a macro for that. And gather a ton of resources for that and that sort of stuff. And I just don't really want to do that today. Oh, I went to pop the ether compass just as this loaded in on my screen. So, like, I hit the ether compass, looked up, and it's like, there's the ether current before it even went off. There it is. That's the last static ether current in the zone. Right? Yep, that's all of them. All I have left is one side quest that unlocks inside Matoya's cave after this point, and then the finishing quest of the zone. So yeah, I'm actually getting through this zone really quickly today. So I'll definitely have time to, like, start custom deliveries, or I'll do collectibles. I think I'll start working on gathering collectibles during the time after I finish up today, but before moving on to Azizlak, because I don't really want to start custom deliveries. I should get that going off stream at some point. You do need to do a lot of custom deliveries, though. Not even the amount that you need in order to max out your custom deliveries. That's the thing. You will max out your affinity with the custom delivery person, and then I think you still have to do, like, twice as many deliveries as that takes in order to get the achievements for custom deliveries, or maybe more. See if I'm convinced. I'll only add to the surprise. A word of warning for purposes. Stubborn geniuses make poor hosts. Yeah, the time will have done not to improve my master's temperament. Oh god, there will be sentinels and traps to deter us. We'll not be deterred, will we? Go on and touch the wall. Great, so just trigger her traps rather than having any way to get past them. Just trigger them and kill them all. I like that she has the freaking frogs. Like, all over her area are the frogs. Yeah, this update to my gear was absolutely worth it. Even if I could probably have made level 58 gear, even just upgrading to this 56 gear is totally worth it. I'm, like, really just decimating enemies now. Whereas last week I was still using, like, 50 to 54 gear, and every fight seemed to be taking much longer than it should have. Sentinels may suffice to discourage the average trespasser, but not the warrior of light. Sure, great. I'm sure your master will love that we introduced ourselves by beating up her frogs.
Don't you know it's rude to enter without knocking? The youth of today. No manners at all.
Grumpy Granny. Hi, Grumpy Granny.
Though we neglected to knock, we did create something of a commotion. I had hoped that would suffice.
Commotion.
Heavy-handed as ever, I see. And still not a hint of grace. Some things never change.
Grace is overrated.
To give credit where credit is due, I learned from the best. It has been too long, Master Matoya.
Indeed it has. Oh, it's good to see you again, my girl. And with your fiery spirit unquenched. But look at you, all grown up and womanly.
Not the tiny, fluffy little kitten she was
The
before.
one there in the fancy duds. That's Louis Soir's granddaughter, I think.
Louis Soir's granddaughter. That's Louis Soir's granddaughter, I take it. I love that everyone constantly mistakes the two of them.
Grandson, begging your pardons. You knew my grandfather, my lady.
Grandson. Meanwhile, Alizé would be like, I'm gonna tear your throat out.
Knew him? Ha! We were constantly at each other's throats. Like rabid dogs we were. Oh, he was a stubborn bugger, was your grandfather. Never a dull moment when he was around, though, I'll give him that.
Oh,
As for
God.
you, boy, I've known you since you were a rosy-cheeked babe at the teat.
Pleasant thought.
And my sister too, I gather. May I say what an honor it is to meet you again,
My sister, too, I get it. Uh-huh.
Spare me the hollow pleasantries, boy. I'll wager my remaining good teeth you didn't come to a forgotten corner of Eorzea to flirt with a wrinkly old woman. Now out with it. What is it you need of me?
I love that. It's like, spare me. What do you want? How's this law? Unfortunately, we'll have to go somewhere else to learn about it.
Azizla. I never thought I'd hear that name again.
You are familiar with it.
As familiar as one can get from poring over musty old tomes. The Alagons set the Isle afloat not long before the sun set on their empire. Old Louis Soir and I often talked about it.
Cool, well, now we can actually go there.
The place is home to a research facility dedicated to finding ways of mastering mighty beings, such as primals and dragons. And find ways it did too. Frightening ones.
Yep. Like sealing them up in a fake moon.
Such secrets as lie buried on Azizla aren't fit to see the light of day. And now you tell me a band of dragon-baiting primal botherers are trying to dig them up?
That's a good description there. Dragon baiting primal botherers. This is a hell of a way to describe the knights.
Indeed. And to make matters worse, the Ascians have a hand in their plot. They must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Sure, pal.
I see. Very well.
I hope you mean that, kiddo, because the cost is gonna be big. Freaking. Anyway.
You will help us then? Truly? I had not anticipated such an impassioned response. Could it be that the presence of young blood has stirred your own?
God.
Ah, some things never change. One day that pertness is going to cost you your tail, my girl. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I mean, it probably will, with how much she loves yeeting herself into the live stream at the drop of a hat. It might. Mount speed increased. Not that it matters. I'm just about to unlock flight. Although I do have to do one more trek before I unlock flight. But in the meantime, Sarorogo. Sarorogo's common life. Matoya will have my hide. You'd lend me your aid? I'm in your debt. Okay. Sararogo, a humble servant of Mistress Matoya. Picking leaves from her herb garden, which I make her tea. Okay, so now I have to go pick leaves and fight off pests. The dungeon we're going to run today is going to be hilarious because of who our tank is going to be. You guys will like this. If anyone's never seen the duty support for this dungeon before, the tank is amazing. Why, hello there once again, ninja. Like, that ninja is absolutely on basically the same point in the MSQ that I am. Okay, now these enemies are a little stronger. Maybe the frogs are a little weaker than most enemies or something? Maybe. Because these enemies are keeping up with me a bit. That stupid fence. I can't even see the fence, really, because of the way it blends in and the fact that it's nighttime. Oh, I should summon her just so I can eat her to do more ether charges. I forget, now that I have dissipation, it's doubly important that I summon my fairy so I can chow down on a nice fairy snack in between my ether flows. Yeah, I should probably be using my dot as well with these guys. Where's the third? There it is. Dissipation's done, but my ether flow is back. So, dot him. Oh, I can change stratagem him as well. I forget I have that as well because I am so used to playing my character at 50 after all the time I spent in ARR. I keep forgetting the new skills that I have. That, and a lot of the content ends up just like level syncing me down, so I end up losing a lot of the new skills I have most of the time anyway. There we go. Wonder if that Scalekin blood will come in handy for anything. Maybe I'll hold on to it for a day or two and see if there's any crafting I want to do with it. I doubt it, though. I haven't seen it anywhere in any of the crafting lists. Now she can go away. Sarorogo. Bugs are no more. Not only are you kind, but you're strong as well. Now I can resume my duties. Failed creation. Unlike my mistress's other children, I'm incompetent and clumsy. One of the tasks I can perform should be me serve her tea 7 times daily. 7 times daily, jeez. Useful. It's only a matter of time before my mistress removes my enchantment. Revert to an ordinary toad incapable of speech. Oh yeah, she actually gave these toads like increased intelligence and speech and stuff. I forgot these weren't ethereal constructs. These are actual frogs that she like enhanced. Parrot. Fucking nerd. Hey, bird. Alright, that's the end of the Ether Current quest, which leaves only the MSQ. Forbidden knowledge. It's time to hop to the next dungeon with our tank.
'Twas some 50 years ago, shortly after Garlemald had brought all of Ilsabard under its rule. Faced with a threat of invasion, the people of Sharlayan scrambled about for a means to resist the Empire. For my part, I was tasked with developing an etheric converger.
Oh no, not an etheric convert. Wait, what the hell does that do? No one cares.
Ah, yes. A device which draws in ether and concentrates it to produce a destructive force.
Big blast.
But as my research neared its end, it was denounced by the Forum, who claimed that my device was more likely to destroy us than our enemies.
You know what? That's just fitting for Matoya. Creates a bomb so big they're probably gonna kill themselves.
They and I had a little falling out, and I decided to seal away all the fruits of my research, lest the dunder-headed ingrates reap any benefit. Petty, I know, but gods, it was satisfying.
I love the idea instead of, oh, and now I am become Death Destroyer of Worlds. She's like, what? You don't want to use my giant bomb that I invented? Well, screw you then! I'm locking away all of my papers so you can't develop something worthless like an infinite energy source or something out of it. I made it to be a bomb, goddammit! And it'll be a bomb!
Do mine ears deceive?
Like, only
You was a
Matoya.
god who was so fond of saying that all knowledge exists to advance mankind, that how it is used depends on us.
Only Matoya is like, no, I wanted it to be a bomb from the beginning, and I'll be damned if I let them develop something useful to humanity out of it.
I don't remember. Perhaps. All right, yes. It was a pet phrase of mine.
I love that.
And that should
She's like,
tell you
I don't
how
remember.
sick and tired I was of those spineless wretches of the Forum. All talk and no trousers, that lot. That's why I decided to remain behind, rather than join the Exodus.
You may have had your disagreements with my grandfather, but upon that point, your minds were as one.
Yep.
With respect, Master, the fruits of your research should not be left to spoil. Will you share with us the secrets of the etheric converger?
I'm an old bitch now, and I don't even remember anymore. Go find it yourselves.
I will.
Right?
All the information you need is contained in a tome I wrote on the subject. But you'll have
Yep.
to fetch it from the forbidden section of the Great Library.
She's like, I don't remember enough to teach you. Just go find my books.
You were not exaggerating when you said that you had sealed it away. Though the city is abandoned, the library's guardians are all but certain to remain. We must needs cut a path through them. Come, let us away.
Not so fast.
Uh-huh.
You don't expect that you can just waltz on in now, do you?
And so what? Great Library's guardian shouldn't pose any difficulty for a hero like you. Bet you aren't up to the task. Well, then I'll know you can't be trusted with something as dangerous as an etherigram. Put a pair of familiars at your disposal. Yep. Porogo to help you locate it. The other is that broom who will let you into the library. What are you waiting for? Introduce yourself, boy. Introduce yourself to that broom. I love all of her enchanted frogs and brooms and stuff. Broomsy, my lady servant of some 50 years. God. Great Gobbo Library. Find it, pray head east upon leaving this cave. The building will come into view shortly after. Yeah, the building's huge. Just go east across some bridges. You'll see it. Fetch my fellow familiar on my way to the entrance. My preparations are in order. Pray come and meet me there. Well, okay then. I love that it's actually, like, sweeping the path in front of us. Even though there's no way you could clean up all this dirt, but it's actually, like, sweeping a path in front of us. Matoya's, like, one of the best characters. You don't spend a lot of time with her, but crotchety old grandma who doesn't give a shit is, like, one of the best characters in the game. Oh, God. I do love that she's like an old warmongery grandma, and she's like, those pansy wastes at the at the studio didn't actually want to use my weapon, so I kept it from them. There we go. Not that I really need to open those zones. Once I get flying, I could just fly around all these zones off stream on my own time and open up all of them. There are a series of achievements associated with that, so I will definitely be doing it at some point. I think there might also be one for opening up all of the zones in an expansion, their maps as well. Like, I know there's one for each individual one. There may be one at the end for getting all of them, too. I don't remember for sure. I believe Freebird is like that as well. There's an achievement for each zone you unlock flying in, and then I believe one at the very end for unlocking flying in the whole expansion. Hey Broomsy, hey Perorogo. One of Heidelin's foremost repositories of knowledge. It's used since the Exodus some summers since, yet its halls have welcomed not the coming of a single soul. Not the loving brush of a single broom on its floor. God. Dreams of a humble broom. Venture within and retrieve my lady's tome. I'll unlock the door at once. Yep, here we go. Great Gobbo Library. And I went through that little register thing as quick as I could, because I was hoping not to spoil it for people who didn't already know, because this one's hilarious. Time for the best tank in the game! Tiny, goofy little wizard frog for a tank. That's what I love the most. Is the fact that he's dressed up like maybe a black mage, maybe a white mage, something like that, and he's a wizard frog tank. It's the best. I love having Peroroga as the tank. It's so stupid, and I adore it. Wizard frog tank. Alright, let's do this. Tank frog.
Yeah.
He's even casting, like, he's casting spells. Like, he's not whacking them with his staff or beating on them or using, like, warrior or, you know, like, fighter type skills. He's using spells. He's using, like, water spells and stuff, but somehow he's still our tank. He's using, like, water and water 2 and stuff like that to fight. I'll go ahead and use up these ether charges, because I got a dissipation just sitting there and waiting in case I need it for healing. Yah, ribbit. And plus, I still have an ether flow. Like, I wasted so much time there. I need to remember that I have dissipation now, so I don't need to be so precious about my ether charges. If the worst should come to pass and I desperately need heals, I can always dissipate, and that gives a boost to healing anyway. Plus I have a bunch of instant abilities and stuff like that I can use for healing too, that I should be using for healing, in fact. Garlean hierarchy. Garlean hierarchy. An adoption of titles which serve to indicate, yeah. Royalty, Zos. Emperor, Yay. Member of the royal family in line of succession, Vir. Oh, that's interesting. That's somewhat interesting. That actually establishes that Varys has no intention of giving Xenos the Empire. None whatsoever. Like, right there, that establishes that Xenos is not in line for the Empire. Which makes sense, because Xenos is a freaking psychopath that you couldn't possibly leave in command of an entire nation. He's psychotic. But, like, it is very much right there written in stone that Xenos was never in line to, like, succeed Varys in any way, shape, or form. Because Varys is Ye Galvis, but Xenos is Zos Galvis. So he's royalty, but succession is Vir, and he is not Vir. So, like, he's not gonna get it. Or no. No, he is. Never mind. It's backwards. Yeah, I thought the description was coming, so he is in line. That's weird. No, this would explain that he is in line, because it's, no. Varys is Zos. Xenos is Ye, so he is in line, which is weird. Why would Varys ever think that he could give Xenos the Empire? That's crazy. Vir is a member who has no claim on the throne. Okay. Van's a legatus. Toll is a tribunus. Ladiclavius. Sos tribunus Angus Clavius, which is what Gaius was for a time. I think Gaius became something else later. I don't remember what he was when we fought him. Van. He was Van. Gaius Van Belsar. So Legatus. Yeah. Okay. He was Tribunus Angusta Clavius, but I think that was back during the invasion in 1.0. The one where Midgard Zormer fought them. I think he was like a second in command to that force or something. Quo Premium Centurions, Decurions, Legionarius. Specialists is none, so Chief Engineer. Primus Medicus or Senior Magitech Technician. Lux, Chief Medicus, Magitech Technician. Senior Medicus, Technician. Okay. I can't think of all the different titles that I've seen across all the different characters, but of being like, oh yeah, that means this person is that, and that person is this, and that person is... The most important ones I can really think of would be, like, Gaius, Xenos, and Varys. But yeah, for a second there, I thought that meant that he didn't bother to put Xenos actually in the line of succession. But no, Xenos is, which is stranger to me. The idea that Varys had no intention of passing the kingdom on to Xenos actually kind of made sense to me. The idea that, no, I was wrong, he is in line of succession, when I looked at it closer, is like, that's crazy to me. Varys must be stupid if he thinks Xenos can actually command an empire. Like, he may be your only actual heir, at least that I know of. I don't know that Varys has any other heirs. But even then, I don't think you should leave him in charge of an empire, that's for sure. And most of the enemies in here are really not that strong. Like, I'm not even having to heal Paragogo. Some of that might be that I bothered to upgrade my gear, so my potencies are a little higher, so just the general healing from Selene is a bit higher. Maybe. But, like, the enemies just don't seem that strong in here. Il Dictator, Princeps, Het, I don't think I've ever encountered before. Go. Faye, unknown. Ear, I think you do encounter Ear at some point, but I don't remember who would have it. Dus Lictor. Extends to the general populace as well, though it's far less complex. Majority of citizens bear the title Boz. There's a smaller group which appears to be comprised of respected artisans who have adopted the Sen title. I think we do encounter Sen and Boss. Maximus might use Boss, but I don't remember. On is bestowed upon peoples of annexed territories. Oh. Use an opportunity rather than a condemnation, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember what Maximus uses. Big old grimoire. Just gonna go ahead and use up all of my ether charges. Like I said, I've got dissipation if I desperately need heals at any point.
Away with you!
Does he even still have repel? Yep, he still has repel. Why are they going to the sides like that? Whatever. Disclosure. We're behind you now, idiot. Oh, I was too close, I guess. Thanks, Baron. Almost forgot to do that. Thank you, Baron. I don't think it really matters if I'm farther away like that. Ah.
I have my pride.
Did I get caught inside of it or something? That made no sense. For some reason, it felt like I got trapped inside during the closure. I didn't even know that was possible. Waiting a bit to ensure maximum warriors.
Away with you!
Alright, this should be enough to take care of him. Aha! Bye-bye. Ooh. He's not nearly as difficult as he used to be, honestly. Oh, he actually has Iron Will. He actually is using the tanks, the Paladin's tank stance. I didn't know that. So he's using wizard spells, but the, like, black mage, not even black mage, because black mage doesn't use water stuff, but, like, wizard spells, but a paladin tank stance. Oh no, he hit me with misery. What's that even do? Damage increase? Damage taken increase? Okay, cool. Cute. Don't care. Oh yeah, these little gremlin dudes. Yeah, these little gremlin dudes basically always have something that gives them a damage bonus against you. That, like, a debuff they inflict on you that gives them a damage bonus. Like, every version of the gremlins has it. At least that I can remember. Perorogo is a spell sword. Huh. Yeah, I can't really look at him. They call you a bitch and you won't start taking extra damage. Pretty much. I like being able to blow my ether charges pretty aggressively. I like that feeling of not having to, like, be precious about my ether charges too much, because now I have dissipation, and I'm leveled appropriately to use dissipation. So it's like, oh, I desperately need healing right now. Well, fine, I'll just eat a fairy snack and then just blast them with massive heals.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even running into enemies that are all that dangerous anyway, so I'm just gonna eat my fairy snack and use it for more damage. Like, eat my fairy snack and use it for more damage. Cause who gives a shit? I don't need it anyway. Pararogo has yet to get even under like half health. Now, the fact that Celine is gone while I've eaten my fairy snack means that he might get under half health, but she's back in time for me to hit him with a regen. Hit us all with a regen, because these guys are doing some real damage. Essences and permutations. 6 nativities and myriad creation. Lightning, fire, earth. Okay, so these are the elements. 3 conquests. Nah. 3 submissions. Yeah. That's all just like elemental affinities and countermeasures and stuff. There we go. Oh yes, I should probably take the death ray away from the rest of my party, shouldn't I? Still don't have chain stratagem, though. That's 66. Yeah, it's not for a while. Merglyph is in a League of Lost Bastards with the first arrows used to discover the Western Continent. Have completed Matoya's relict. The navigational charts are instrumental in establishing major trade routes of today. Queen Porksy taught her place. Accounts from expedition are widely regarded as both informative and entertaining. As their first encounter with the mammal jaw, as well as other indigenous peoples and creatures which seem curiously intent on their demise. Travel journals have since inspired a legion of explorers and treasure hunters to retrace the League's journey, yet in spite of their numbers, the existence of a bleeding city of gold remains unconfirmed. Not anymore, we found the city of gold. Could probably focus on this stupid gremlin to take him down before he starts damaging or debuffing others.
Away with you!
City of Gold is actually a power draining mausoleum. Pretty much. Let's just take this death ray away. Now, you want to target me with a death ray? Go right ahead. Celine can keep up with the damage, and I'll point it away from my allies, so you can't do anything to them. No treasure coffer. That would be a really good place to put a treasure coffer. These little tiny tangents, for some reason they didn't put one there, though. Bring it on, you big, stupid book bull. Jeez, Alphino. Just, like, drag that pretty much straight into me, why don't you? Alright, we gotta do this before the bone shakers start adding up. These stupid vulnups he does.
Away with you!
Get bashed, idiot. You know, I really ought to just put her right in the center so she can make sure to get everyone when I need her to. Yah, ribbit! Yah, ribbit!
Away with you!
Okay, he's already taken care of it. So we're good. I don't need to do anything. Pararogo's got him.
I have
Head
my
down.
pride.
Like, I'm not even needing to heal. I haven't used Dissipation once yet. I didn't use Dissipation once during that fight, and I didn't use any manual heals at all during that fight. Celine just kept up with everything. That was crazy simple. Like, having... My gear isn't even at level. My gear isn't even at level. My gear is, like, near level. It's 56. This is a 59 dungeon. Like, and these enemies are just super weak to me right now. I guess they really expect people just to, like, not bother crafting any gear during expansions and just, like, wear their augmented 50 stuff until they get the augmented 60 stuff. And by now you would have access to the augmented 60 stuff because you get access to that as soon as you enter Idyllshire. Which means most people would be wearing augmented 60 stuff by the time they get to this dungeon, which would make this even easier. Jeez. I am also taking this dungeon fairly slow. Like, I'm not trying to double pull, even though you can. You can, even when you're using duty support, double pull, but I'm not even bothering to try. Oh, nope, that's from one of the Vidora dudes. I thought that might have been from the Skaten, so I was just gonna ignore it and kill him, but it's from one of the Vidora guys. Yeah, this, like, some of these enemies are taking a while to kill, but otherwise, nothing in this dungeon is really posing a threat damage-wise. Like, nothing is like, oh my god, it hit once and I need to heal my no. None of it's really doing much damage-wise. Like, my tank was even getting hit by stuff he didn't need to be getting hit by, and is still not even posing a threat. Lady Amandine knows this well. She is. Oh god, really? Talking about Hawk Manor? That I could have the genuine article, but alas, I shall have to settle for a pale imitation. Up to my standards. Oh yeah, so this is someone trying to create a fake Lady Amandine, undoubtedly by doing dark magic, which caused Hawk Manor to become what it was. Hardly wait. Jesus Christ. Okay then. Yep, some psycho documenting how he created a fake body for Lady Amandine and summoned a succubus to try and inhabit it. Oh, well, now we know how Hawk Manor ended up the way it was. Stolen and Alphino are still up on the freaking stairs doing this. Jesus, guys. There, done. Oh no, not Bookface. My greatest fear in the whole world. Books. Tentacles inside of it, right? The gods just listen to say, I made a terrible mistake. Ew. Great Gobbo library. Let's do this. It's time to kill these books. We can't allow them to keep going on in this world. We must save everyone by destroying all these books. We're definitely getting to the more sort of homogenized symbology for skills. Like, that appeared over my head. I immediately knew I need to take that away from my party because that's something that's going to home in on me. There you go. Void call bunch of nothing, idiot. If only I had a dash. Like White Mage or Sage or something's dash. This last one becomes a little more difficult because it needs 3 people on each marker. Damn it, Pararogo's doing nothing, and they're on the opposite one from the one I chose. Run! Run, idiots, run! Not gonna happen. Good job, morons! Nice choice, idiots! To choose the wrong freaking side! When I'm literally on this end, and they both decided to choose the opposite end of the entire arena. Good work.
I shall make it quick.
Man, duty support and trust can be real stupid sometimes. Anyway, we're done, so who cares? Bye-bye, moron. To the dungeon 6. Oh my god, a second chance point. Oh, thank goodness. Friggin' Wondrous Tales, man. Like, I don't even want to deal with Wondrous Tales. Yeah, Souls of the Crafter. I'll have to figure out which jobs I want to be specialist at. Preceptor, so level 59 gear. All of that's getting turned in. Nope. Nope. And the rest is... Boop. Absolutely not. Why do most daggers have to look like crap? Like, that happens with a lot of the classes, actually. Like, most of Ninja's weapons look terrible. Like, they wouldn't even function right. Eh. Nah. I'll hawk all of that. Maybe I'll keep the coat. But honestly, the Scholastic kit, once I get around to it, might be, like, optional, like, better than this because any class can equip it and it's the same basic idea. We'll see. Alright. Done. And more crystals! And more crystals! All the crystals! Wow, she didn't even try to talk to me this time. She couldn't stop trying to blather on when I unlocked the 4th one, but now nothing. Hi, buddy. I still love my stupid frog wizard tank.
So
Not
this
books.
is the tome.
Why did it have to be
Excellent.
books? Why did it always have to be books?
Let us take it to Master Matoya at once.
Although my tiny little nerd potato almost certainly loves books. He is a stupid little nerd scholar. Let me see that. Porogo. He doesn't even have, like, a job title. Name, Parorogo. Class, Porogo. Class, Porogo. It's literally just, like, a species rather than an actual job. But yeah, it does seem to basically be like a spell sword. But not a spell sword either. I don't even know what you would categorize him as, then. Because he doesn't use a blade, he doesn't dress as a knight, which is what spell swords usually do. What would you call a tank that dresses as a wizard? What would that even be? Someone who has the look of a wizard, but also doubles as a tank. I'm not even sure what you would call a class like that. I guess you would call him a Porogo. Alright, Matoya, I'm done. Give me the last ether current and let me fly already. Take your stupid book, I don't want it. Spirits brought back barriers like the old days. Still send people into the thick of danger as if it were nothing more than a mundane errand. Eh. Our task thanks to Parorogo. He's an eminently capable familiar. Worthy of the great master Matoya. Simply witness him in action gave me a better understanding of arcane entities. Present itself as very much like to employ this knowledge for the betterment of mankind. Create new varieties of carbuncles, perhaps. All of his stupid extra carbuncles, man. Take another decade under me before you can call yourself a scholar, and a deal more than that to make you a scholar worth a damn. Oh, God. Shall we examine the tome? Done! Freebird in the hinterlands. Meaning I have flight. Not that that matters. I can't show it off here. An eye for ether.
I had not thought to behold this tome again. There. It is deciphered. Now your friend should be able to make sense of the contents. That said, it's one thing to understand the workings of the etheric converger, and another to actually make it work.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much ether is required.
A lot. So, tons of crystals, as usual.
Sid is keenly aware of the energy dilemma. His airship is by no means large, and it can only bear a limited quantity of crystals.
If only we had white auracite in the etheric siphon.
Alas, Minfilia is missing along with both artifacts, and Moonbreeder is gone.
Would that there were another ready wellspring of energy for us to draw upon.
I don't know why they don't just let me draw upon the barrier. Like, all of these things we're going up against are always like, oh, there's this massive etheric whatever blocking your path. And it's like, I need to draw upon a ton of ether in order to charge the, like... Why don't we fly up to the barrier, I draw a shit ton of ether out of the barrier itself and use that to charge the ram. Like, ever.
Why did it not occur to us before? We already have what we need. The eye. It has been drawing ether into itself for as long as the great worms have lived. It is a veritable wellspring of energy.
The eye.
It might just suit our needs. But is this energy something that can be harnessed at will?
A dragoon could do it.
I believe so, with the aid of the Azure Dragoon of Ishgard.
Then it is settled. Let us return to the Holy See at once.
Stola, wait.
Yeah. All this nonsense with her eyes that never comes back to mean anything in any way, shape, or form.
When did the light fade from your eyes?
I love how much of a big deal they're making about it
I might have
here.
known that it would not escape
And it's
your
like, it
notice.
literally doesn't matter.
It has been this way since I returned from the life stream. An after effect of the teleportation magic I invoked, most like.
They are called forbidden spells for a reason. What were you thinking?
I don't know. She likes playing around with forbidden spells. For no reason.
I have no regrets. I but did what was necessary to preserve the light of hope. to keep my promise to Minfidia. Besides, it afforded me the rare opportunity to wander the ether, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I need not tell you that it consumes your very life force to see by sensing the ether around you. Take care of yourself. Do you hear me?
I love how this means nothing. Like, they make such a big deal about this fact that she's basically burning the candle of her own life force in order to make her eyes do what they're doing now, which is like seeing through ether. Not only does that never come up or mean anything in the entire story, but her seeing through ether never really means anything in the entire story, because her eyes, at any point in the story, work as well as they need her eyes to work for that exact moment in the story, and no one gives a shit.
I will, Master Matoya. And thank you.
Like, she is either as blind or seeing only through ether or seeing perfectly fine as any point in the story requires her to. And no one cares about continuity. It's literally just turned her eyes white because that looks cool. That's about it. That's all it ever did. And that's all it ever amounted to. Knowledge, build an etheric ram. I must consult with Sir Emmerich regarding the eye. Back to the Holy See! Okay. So now I have flight unlocked in this zone, which means I can do all the harvesting and gathering I need to from this zone, which is great. That's wonderful. That will be useful to me in the future, undoubtedly. But, let's press on. I think we pretty much go straight to Oz's Law from here, and I think the entrance to Oz's Law would be a good ending for this episode. Plus, unless there's something else I'm forgetting, that'll be kind of perfect. It'll give us about 15, 20, 30 minutes to get to Oz's Law, which will be just about the length I want my stream to be anyway. And that intro to Oz's Law cutscene, when we actually land there, is kind of the perfect place to end it, I think. Hello, what's this blue quest here? Elite and dangerous? I've already unlocked the elite hunts. What's this one? The news for you, Master of Clan Centurio. So let us, the Master Clan Centurio says we keep an eye on progress. Fully fledged elite mark hunter. I already am. Fiercest foes, destroying them for the good of the realm. Calling the original hunter scholar because we recognize a fellow like him, blah, 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 blah. We give them ranks based on how deadly they are, just like the grand companies do. Find the bills up top. I've already unlocked elite hunting. Or no, did Eloise only unlock rank 3 hunts for me? Is that what happened? Maybe it's 3 hunts and then elite marks. Maybe that's what it was. Let me check. Elite clan hunts. Okay. So Eloise must have only unlocked rank 3. Yeah, Eloise only unlocked rank 3. Oh, for some reason I thought Eloise gave you the elite hunts. No, she only unlocked rank 3. But now I've got access to pretty much all of the interesting, unique stuff. There's still some stuff locked behind the end of 3.0, though. We shall see. Huh. Look into my eyes, Giraffe Man. Oh, they put me back down on the side of the table. I wanted to be standing right in the center of the table like I really was. The silence haven't done, Archon and Charlene, blah, 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 blah. No one cares, blah, blah, blah. The energy source you believe we possess. A big old dragon eyeball with lots of energy. I can lend its power to Master Matoya's etheric converger. Stinian's command? Yes, sure. Why not? Time for Stinian to burn himself out even more than he already is. To use the eye again. Narrate care of your safety. You're going to begin work on the etheric ram. Yeah, cool. Sid can build the ram while Stinian blows out his own life force with that eye. Absolutely no problems at all should arise from that. Yeah, I just noticed. I love that. It's like, Estinian, want to not fuck with both eyes at once? Bad history. Alright, how's your ram going, bud? How did that not get caught? The entire point of Seribot is to catch shit like that. Now I have to go over here and delete that one too. Remove from there. There we go. More or less finished. Tell me you found a way to build an etheric ram. Yes, yes we have. It's like, yes, here's a book. Now just build the ram. That's just like, here, Sid, here's a book that they never actually implemented. Just build the ram. Some device known as an etheric converger. A ram should operate on the self-same principle. Put a toy like this in my hand and I go off into my own world. It's good to see you. Bearing a gift besides. Very distracting, if I might add. Oh god, Sid. Here for reuse later. I'll make a start on the tome right away. Bro, you had the entire time we were off recovering Ishtola and off playing Gopher for her master to clean off your suit from all that disgusting dragon blood, and you did nothing? Power of the eye. I believe we have sufficient cause to do so. I shouldn't draw upon it lightly, except you kept drawing upon it over and over and over again. See, it's a wonder such power can be contained, much less controlled. Alright, we've got everything we need. I think Estinian is stinky. Rest of the etheric ram is operational. Cool, great, let's do it. Oh, art chocobo. Did you smell him coming before you see him? Alright, so there's an ad coming up in just over a minute, so let's just not go into any big, like, story stuff at the moment. Let's see. What are the 3 best specialists to pick for someone who's on free trial? Nope, nope, literally none of those. Don't give me any results that don't have the word specialist in it, you stupid search engine. Well, that was worthless. Fine. Forget you. I'm just going to use Google as usual. Let's see the specialist. Alchemist, it looks like you mostly get a couple of orchestrions. I'll need to do that. No, that's level 100. Are there literally no specialist things for me? Yeah, all this stuff is like 101 star, but this may be a really shit out-of-date website. That may be the case too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep looking at this while I'm dealing with the ads. Just let the ads run. Bum bum. Don't care, don't care, don't care about that, don't care about that. Specialist system. List of specialist recipes. This is a wiki one, so it's probably updated pretty regularly. They're all hundreds. They're all like 100. Do all of the specialist crafts just get downgraded to normal crafts as the expansions go on? Because if that's the case, I could literally do whatever specialist I want and it won't matter. Literally none of that. If that's the case, my best bet would be Leatherworker and Weaver, because I'm going to need the boost to stats in order to craft my way into better crafter and gear. So Leatherworker and Weaver would be really good for updating my crafter gear later on. It'll give me boosts to my like craftsmanship and CP and stuff like that. Yeah. Once a generic soul is conferred to specific class as like a job stone and confers 20 craftsmanship, 20 control, and 15 CP. Yeah, so Leatherworker and Weaver are good ones to help me craft into the master crafted crafter gear. Try saying that 5 times fast. So Leatherworker, Weaver, what else? Maybe Blacksmith in case I want to craft crafter tools. Those might be the best 3 for now. And it's easy enough to change them that it's not like I'm locking this in and God forbid if I get it wrong. Leatherworker, Weaver, and Blacksmith might give me the best stat boosts that I'll need to really craft my way into the Heaven's Word master crafting stuff to get crafter gear to then keep crafting other mastercraft stuff. So I think I'll go with that for now. And then I'll figure it out that I'm totally horribly wrong about it later. I will do Blacksmith. I will do... Oh, Goldsmith might have actually been good for accessories as well. Goldsmith might have been better than Blacksmith. Actually, no. For Crafter and Gatherer, your accessories are actually quite often like Leatherwork and Weaver stuff. Sometimes they're goldsmith stuff, but oftentimes you're crafting like leather straps and bands and things like that for your accessories. Okay, leatherworker. And weaver. There we go. So, blacksmith. Soul of the blacksmith. What are my stats? Where are my... Here we go. 520, 498, 312. 540, 518, 327. 20, 20, and 15, right? Yeah, 20, 20, and 15. 540, yep. 518, 498, yep, that's 20. And 327 from 312, that's 15. Yep, okay, good. So that's exactly what it says it would do. Good, good, good. That means it's doing what it says on the tin. Another worker. And this should really help me get into the Mastercraft, pushing my stats just that little bit further so that I can get into the Master Crafting stuff easier and maybe bypass a step here or a step there and really upgrade my gear faster. Leatherworker and Weaver was absolutely the right choice. Blacksmith, I'm not so sure about. Blacksmith would be good for some of the tools, but not all of them, because the tools are actually kind of spread out amongst a bunch of different crafter classes. They're not all blacksmith. Like, Alchemist makes its own tools, and I think Goldsmith makes Weaver and Goldsmith, I think, as well, tools. And Carpenter, I think, makes some of the Carpenter tools and things like that. So they're sort of spread out all over the place. So Blacksmith probably wasn't the right choice. Leatherworker, Weaver, and Goldsmith probably would have been the better choice, because that would cover the whole basis for the left and right gear, right? The clothes and the accessories. Because, like I said, some accessories for crafters and gatherers are made in Leatherworker or Weaver, but some of them are made in Goldsmith as well. And that really would have given me a good base for, like, the 5 left and 5 right, the clothing and accessory slots, to cover all my bases there. But I can change it if I want to. Yeah, Blacksmith probably wasn't the right choice. Doesn't matter. Easy enough to change, it doesn't matter. Alright. Ads are done. We are back. Let's move on and possibly finish up for today. Is this the right hour of departure? Yeah, we're pretty much here then. Okay. The danger of the task that lies before us, only right that we take a moment to bid our friends and allies farewell. Whatever. Trust you with the task of visiting those who will remain behind. Okie doke then. So the hour is nigh. Big battle. With my wounds, I fear I would only be a burden to you. Sorting with the Asians and availing himself of powers, father made himself. It's good rain. Do whatever you must to end this madness. Like murder? Murder? Are you telling me I should murder your father? Because that's what I'm hearing. Murder my daddy. Okay, let's do murder. Alright. See, Taru, everyone else is in the foundation. Pretty much all right around here. I can start off down in the broom and work my way up. Yep. Hey, Hilda. Not gonna come with us to shoot the Pope? Face the Archbishop and his cronies, is it? Those bastards a good wall up in myself. Get covered especially, but I've got to stay here and keep an eye on things. Some of the poor folk might get it in their heads to do something stupid while he's gone, like storming the pillars. She'll keep them under control, though. Okay. I like that I'm just constantly calling him the Pope. I just find it hilarious. Like, he's the Archbishop, I know, but I just constantly call it, like, let's go murder the Pope! Tataru, you still in here getting drunk? Cool. Bishop, then please be careful and watch out for the others. Well, yeah. My friends may return to us, so I couldn't bear to lose anyone else. It's Shaw's person, I know. I don't think there's anything you can't achieve if you put your mind to it. And lastly... Hello, Lucia. Well, my friend, I pray the Fury shall... to the Fury for your preservation. Strange that the daughter of Garlemald should pray. This is something dearer to me than mine own life. Praying seemed the most natural thing in the world after that. Prayers born of heartfelt faith. Yep. Archbishop means it makes a mockery of their very existence. It cannot be borne. Technically, with me going to enter Oz's Law before the stream is over today, I might be able to get into, like, level 60 crafting at that point, but I probably won't try and futz around with it, because Oz's Law, more than possibly any other location in this entire expansion, is chopped up and sort of piecemealed out to you. So, I'm only just gonna enter Oz's Law, and it's like 75 or more % of the stuff you could gather from Oz's Law, I bet you I wouldn't be able to gather from the very first island. He still doesn't want to play Triple Triad with me. You lived only yesterday when we first met in this chamber. Actually, it was a couple months ago. Fugitive seeking asylum, now you bear the hopes of our nation. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is where we get the shield. And begged me to accept you into our household. He described you as hope incarnate. Somebody was waxing lyrical, as was his wont. But I've come to see that he simply spoke the truth. Of waxing lyrical, as was his wont. A shining beacon that shall guide the people of Ishgard through the raging snowstorm. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. Even into post-Heavensward, it's going to take a little while before the people of Ishgard shut up and let me drag them into the future. A memento. It's like, I don't think I can wield this thing. It's huge. She said in the battle to come. Take care and return to us. Let me just find a pocket to stick this in. Oh yeah, it didn't even show up as like an actual item yet. I think you get it as a reward for after finishing all this stuff. God, I think I've been playing way too much V Rising off stream lately. I've been doing another playthrough of V Rising, and like that thing where you saw mount unavailable in current area was me running over to the door and then trying to hit F to interact with the door. I think I've been playing a little too much V Rising off stream. It is a lot of fun, though, the server I've been playing on. And the mods that are on it and stuff are a ton of fun. Yep, getting to Oz's Lost should put us at just about 3 hours for today's stream, which is perfect. And if any cutscene's the place where I want to end the episode this week, it's going to be that cutscene. With you, Lord Urshifan's shield, a noble gesture, but it's way too big for you. You're a tiny little potato. Oh, man. Faith in us be a source of strength and courage as we face our remaining trials. Hope enkindled. And... Under Archon. Ugh, what a stupid title. First flight of the Excelsior. Enterprise nearly complete. Let Stola know to make ready. We're ready to go, kitty cat. Not so much the Enterprise anymore, eh? After all the new developments
Until
to
but
it.
recently, the Ishgardians have kept their doors firmly shut to outsiders.
Yeah, so everyone does, until I come along. Literally every expansion is me going to a place where, like, no outsider is ever allowed until that moment.
But thanks to you,
Sort of.
we have found in them stout allies with whom we may fight to secure the future of the realm. Truly, you are the beacon of hope towards which all men are drawn.
No, I'm a tiny nerd potato. That's all, just a tiny nerd potato. It's their fault if they're deciding to follow me.
It is not for praise that we fight.
Astidian. Oh god, Astidian.
Oh? In light of all we have achieved, I felt it only meet to express my gratitude.
All that we have achieved. Spoken like a true outsider. Until the war is over, we have achieved.
Oh god, grumpy
nothing.
Uncle Astinian.
The coming battle is a chance to excise the root of this conflict, and by my hand it shall be done. Then you may speak of achievement.
Sure, pal.
'Twas not mine intent to make light of your struggle. If I have given offense, then I apologize. But if I may speak freely, you would do well to be wary of the eye. Even now, it burns with insatiable hatred, watching unblinking for a sign of weakness. Should you falter for so much as a moment, it will surely consume you.
No, I'm sure that's never gonna happen. Of course that wouldn't happen. Why would that happen?
I will consume the eye ere I let it consume me.
I mean, that would basically amount to the same thing. Also bad. Also, those words really ring hollow coming from a guy who's already been dominated by the eye once. Like, a guy who already in the Dragoon storyline failed to control the eye.
12 be praised. Thou hast not yet set forth. Cross sand and snow have I journeyed, that I might deliver this gift unto thee.
Oh, nice.
White Auracite. But whence did it come?
To mine amazement, it lay hid amongst Moonbreeder's last
It's
effects.
just had extra white Auracite just sitting there.
Or providence that I did hap to spy it. Let no man claim that my late friend e'er erred for lack of foresight. In the place whither thou goest, servants of darkness do lie in wait. Pray, give unto me thy pledge that thou wilt strike them down and avenge our fallen comrade.
Sure, pal. I mean, I'll strike... Do I strike one of them down? I think I do strike one of them down. I think I take her out. Someone else deals with bread, but I think I do take her out. Alright, Alfie, let's go. because this law awaits. This'll totally be a great journey. No problems whatsoever. No lifelong PTSD traumas at all. Definitely just a great trip.
Ah, excellent timing. We've just finished our work on the Enterprise. She's so much improved, I've decided to give her a new name to suit.
Excelsior!
The Enterprise Excelsior. Or simply the Excelsior if pressed for time. Once again, she'll carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. All aboard!
I can do no more than see you off with prayers for your safety and success.
Don't worry, Dad, we got this.
Yet know that wheresoever you may go, my son's spirit goes with you. May the Fury grant you strength.
You know, I'm finding a frighteningly high amount of joy in playing as a Lalafell. Like, that was not something I ever wanted to actually enjoy doing, playing as a Lalafell, but, I'm actually kind of really enjoying the tiny goofy potato. Darn, have I been infected by the horrible Lalafell disease?
Return to us. All of you.
Most of us, yeah.
Enterprise Excelsior. Engage.
Engage. Look at the little potato tot. They like us. Server. Crystal Quarrel.
This is it! Get ready!
Sure, pal.
Eye of mine enemy, render unto me thy power!
Sure, just keep playing with it. Just keep playing with this horribly uncontrollable power.
No, you will not claim me. I am the master.
Keep telling yourself that. And of course, instead of us actually just punching a little hole that we could fit through, with the ram, which is what we were trying to do. For some reason, it just deletes the whole shield. And literally everyone was just waiting. Flawless armor.
Chief, we've got an Imperial battleship on our tail. And it's bleeding massive.
Well, this isn't
Damn it!
that great.
The bastards were waiting for us to open the door for them.
Yes, they were. Terrible aim, though.
I'm gonna try to shake them. Hang on to something. We're all going to die! Tataru!
Doesn't think of you at all in that way.
She won't take much more of this!
The time is come to use Hydaelyn's gift.
They're like, don't worry, we've got friends.
Much blood has been spilled in my name. And for what? For a false cause that I created for want of the warmth of companionship. Saint Shiva, pray Svelga, pray forgive this fool. But even now, I cannot let go of my dream. My dream of a tomorrow in which no child need freeze alone in the snow.
Sick. Shit. Butt wings.
Thank you, Svelga.
Is that Azel? What does she mean to do?
The hell do you think she
Goddess,
means to do?
born of mine own hopes and dreams. For the last time, I beseech you. Fill this vessel with your light. Still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Yeah. Good luck, Shiva. like the slowest moving projectile imaginable. I mean, like, you already did the job. Maybe get out of there. You don't need to take these last few hits, you know.
Farewell, warrior of light. And thank you for showing me the way.
Bye-bye.
No!
Yeah, well.
This ether. It was a crystal of light.
Yes, obviously it was. That is a lot of ether.
One of Hydaelyn's chosen.
Fare you well, my lady.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye to another person. They're really knocking them right off the roster here in Heavensward, aren't they? At least they waited till the last 5 minutes of ARR to knock literally everyone off of the roster. And none of it means anything, because most of them come back. But, like, Heavensward, they're just picking them off. Alright. Yes, no, maybe so, yes. There we go. That'll work. Oh, I was actually zoomed up a little. Yep. Alright. That is where I will go ahead and call it for today, and that's pretty much exactly 3 hours. Hey, there you go. But that is where we will call it for